objective is to essentially control the planet of Corellia. You are based there, but the populace still doesn't really know much about you yet. Of course, there's any way you can go about this. There is complete open world for this map. If you want to leave, you can leave. If you want to stay and walk around, you can stay and walk around. If you want to legitimately leave the planet, you technically can. That is not preferable because it may lose the planet that you are stationed at, and you'd have far less defenses. However, it is an option. So anything and everything is possible. All of the ways to attack are plausible. If you just want to go total warfare, you can as well. Um, we have things written out, and you'll be given a general description of what you can do at the beginning. Just keep that in mind. The LAT drops you off, and you landed directly here. Now on the radio, Overwatch, you can hear a clean radio spider, and you play it on a loudspeaker, and it essentially says, "All right, I'm going to give you a rundown of the area. You're looking at you're looking at a pretty interesting setup, something that's always confused me. You got essentially two sectors. The one you're in right now is considered the lower end sector. You're looking at buildings, people's homes, and surprisingly, the Senate chambers. You're gonna find the main senators in this room and most politicians. On the other side of the gate, you're gonna find the more high living individuals, bars, the police department, and a building that you may not want to enter. I can't really explain now, but I'm pretty sure the senator will fill you in. Now, of course, for some reason, the senator has allowed a PMC to essentially have complete control of the city. That's why you will see many guards patrolling and walking around without any rain. Keep that in mind. We know you guys will do what's best. Good luck. And he cuts it off. So, your objectives are at least attempt to gain the assistance, or actually you can do whatever you want to help with the controlling of Corellia. Now, right now, you've been given a tip to meet in the Senate chambers to meet the senator and be filled in. However, that is technically optional. So I will leave it to you guys to discuss how you will handle it.
Alright, and real quick before we begin, Sniper, it's me, Commander Spider. Who are you? What class are you fighting?
I'm playing as a Salt.
Assault, thank you. Alright. Well, we should probably, make it to the Citadel. It seems like a bit of a rough place, don't want to keep them waiting.
Yes. Yes, good observation. Let's get a move on.
Well, you guys start to walk to the main Senate chamber, and you realize that it's a very extremely run-down building. It doesn't seem to be as in high maintenance as anything on the other side, and it strikes you as a really strange thing because it is, of course, the primary government in control of the area. The guards at the gate look at you, and they don't have their weapons raised, but you can tell they're very careful when preparing you guys. One walks up to you, and you're halfway there, and he goes, "Halt! What are you doing here?"
We're on our way to meet with the senator of this planet. They want to speak with us.
That is the Senator building, correct? Seems a bit, old.
uh, yeah. The senator, right? You go meet with him. Good luck. So he goes back to his post and he motions you guys off, and everyone seems to calm down. You guys head toward the senator building, and there's this really strange door. It opens, but it almost falls off while you do. So you move in, and you take a step inside, and you can see that there are four people sitting around a table. Uh, Now you don't know the identity of the senator, but immediately you can tell all of these people seem to be distressed. They have no idea what's going on. That you don't really know what they're planning, but they're quickly trying to rummage something together with paper on the table. What seems to be some sort of leader in the group turns around and walks towards you. It's a Twi'lek female, and she goes, "Finally, we've been waiting so long for you guys. We need your assistance. Things are pretty bad right now. As you can tell, we from this building, our quote unquote government, it's been a bit rough. Technically, I'm the appointed leader, but barely have any segue anymore." And in the middle of her sentence, what seems to be a guy in a big outfit, like a really strange and like a gold coat and armor, and he's moving in, and he orders his troops, and around 5 guys storm you. Most stay outside to guard the door, but they completely surround the senators. They all have their guns raised and pointed at you. And he moves up. And he goes. He looks at you and immediately dismisses you. And he goes toward the senator. "Oh, hello, my dear. I see you have some plans here." And the woman immediately starts freaking out. Now she's trying to restrain it, but you can see that it's taking everything within her not to run out the door. And he walks toward the table, and he grabs a map. Now he takes the map, and he hands it to one of his troopers, and his trooper quickly look at it, look up to him with a puzzled look, and with a motion from the mercenary leader, he walks back out of sight. Mercenary leader turns to you guys and greets you pretty warmly. He goes, "Hello, my friends. Oh, I heard so much about you. I see the Republic is trying to help us out here. As you can see, sorry, the Senator has hired a PMC to guard us. Sorry for the surprise, but you know how I am. I gotta have a good entrance, right? So what brings you to this place?" And he looks down in kind of disgust.
We were told from the Republic leaders that we were supposed to come to this planet to speak with the senators, to be informed of what we're supposed to be doing here.
Right. Right. Well,
It seems like the senators aren't exactly the one in charge here.
perceptive. Well, you know how it is. Money talks. Well, come by my place. Maybe we can work something out. And he chuckles and he walks out, and all of his men follow. The second they leave and she knows they're gone, the senator immediately starts explaining. "Oh no, that dude's the biggest mafia boss around. I don't know what we're gonna be able to do. We've been trying to get him arrested for a while, but he's always too far gone. Whether he's using a front or something else, he always gets us. People trust him because of this fancy building over there, and you can tell that the government hasn't really been caring. Once enough people have enough money in their pockets, they stop caring. I should have done better. I shouldn't have accepted this deal." She goes off, and everyone else in the room seems puzzled what she meant by that, but she continues to go on. Those plans, they were essentially a bit of intel we'd gathered. We probably could have pinned him to the wall with that, but no way we're getting in that building. We'll have to find another lead. Go to the police department. It's on the other side of the gate. You guys are Republic. They should let you through without a problem. Not like I have much sway in this place anymore. Talk to the detective there. He's a bit of a interesting person, but I think he knows what to do. All right. I have a lot of catching up to do. You guys, just don't get yourself killed. She goes, yeah.
They have the people's well.
What do you mean? Yeah, well, so.
Asking.
Sorry, what are you asking? Would you repeat?
Does the golden dude have the people's will?
Essentially, but They don't like him, nor do they hate him. I mean, unfortunately, we can't really put anything publicly. Last time we tried that, we got stuck with this building. There's not much we can do. He puts in it. He knows a guy. He knows another guy, and that guy knows a guy. And it goes in a never-ending cycle. Credits are exchanged, goods are found and misplaced, and here we are. The people aren't a big fan of their living situation right now. Most people try to get out, but they've rigged a system where they just keep working and there's nothing they can do.
Well, I imagined a mafia would have a lot of enemies. What's stopping them?
Well, what's stopping them is firepower. And she points toward the building, and she immediately goes, obviously, the laser gate itself is enough to stop any of the lowlifes here from getting through. But on the other side, that's another story. Claw Heg, probably the greatest security chief in the history of the galaxy. That man's powerful. He knows anything from melee combat to weapons, and that's just the start of it. They have guards surrounding the entire facility, and to top it all off, they have a giant E-web heavy blaster team on the top of the building. So any frontal assault would clearly get us killed. We're gonna have to do this the smart way. Take him out, arrest him. Hopefully that'll be enough of a change. We've been slowly taking out smaller gangs, so there isn't left a power vacuum that would decimate the city's crime populace, but there's only so much we can do. We really need your help here.
We'll see what we can get done, ma'am.
I can answer any questions you guys have about the area, but I am busy. Just anytime. I can try to call in a few favors. The few we have left.
The intel they stole. Do they steal it to stop you from having it, or to get it themselves?
They've. It's just plans of theirs. We weren't able to completely analyze it, but it's essentially just a next big job of theirs. We were going to use it as evidence, but we can't do that anymore.
So what you're saying is that if rumor reached their ears that that you have a copy, they might pay a second trip over here.
Maybe, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, the mafia, they make people disappear. If we did a stunt like that, who knows what they'd do. I mean, there's limits, you know? I guess we could try that, but if you did, our families, our friends, they could be the next on the list.
Well, better hope that we don't fail them.
Suppose that's true. I promise you, there has to be another way. If we do a direct confrontation like that, they clearly outnumber you alone, and they clearly outpower you as well. I understand you had that sniper there, but with the debris and constant metallic everywhere, I mean, you'd be lucky if you don't ricochet and hit yourself.
I have a decent shot.
Maybe. Maybe.
Right. I think the best idea that we got now is just seeing that one dude in person and see what information we can get out of him.
I think that's a great idea, but
What is the one dude? You mean the detective, or are you
Yeah.
referring to the big bad guy that offered you things?
detective probably.
I was thinking of the big bad dude.
Oh, okay.
I mean, both are on the same area. You have the police department, which is a very great building, and you have hold on, let me whoop. Yeah, so you have him. So, I mean, she rushes you out, essentially kind of kicks you and just says, if you need any help, well, I know a guy, but it's a last resort. And for some reason, she doesn't decide to elaborate, closes the door.
Well,
Okay. Oh yeah. what you said earlier about meeting with the detective, I think you might have some information that that we can use before meeting with the big bad.
Oh,
Yeah. And we might even after we meet with the mafia boss, we may even be able to get some support for the Republic War effort.
Yes, indeed. But what's going on here is not right. They having a whole mafia control the whole town instead of a righteous like government or democracy even.
Oh, of course, but all I'm saying is before we fix this situation, we may as well get as many credits as we can out of it for the Republic War effort.
wow. Good old proud of your capitalist intuition. Suffering of people? I can make money. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Let's go over the detective.
All right.
All right, let's go get
You guys want to explore it all? Just straight go to the gate.
go to the gate.
Yeah, I'll just go to the game.
All right. So the same guard that talked to you earlier, comes up to you and he's like, "Oh, hey, I already got word. Seems like Big Boss likes you. It's fine. I'll deactivate the gate for you." And so you can see this giant laser gate just deactivates, and you walk clean on through. I said you walk clean on through. There you go. You teleport 30 feet in front of it. It immediately reactivates, and all the guards go back to their positions. So
Seems like a kind of useless gate if people can just teleport through it.
I know. Oh no, the inconsistency. So yeah. There you go. So to the PD.
Yes, to the PD to meet with the detective.
All right. So you head to the police department. Immediately take a left, and you realize it's seems to be tucked in a corner. There isn't really seem to be any vehicles that are in the possession of the PD or really anything. It's a big building with a lot of offices. You move inside, and it seems like a normal police department, but extremely run down. Barely any equipment. They don't even have an armory. If this place was attacked, well, there's not really much they could do. You take a step in, and you notice there's a man very quickly rushing to get in his room. He opens it and he starts pulling around all these papers, pinning them together. He has that good old grand board that has all the interconnecting wires and rubber bands, and he sees you and he beckons you inside. He puts his head out his door, looks left, right, and then comes back and lets you guys walk in. You take a step in. He immediately closes the door, shuts the blinds, and looks at you and goes, "Okay, I've been working this case forever. I think I know who you are, right? I got word from the senator. The boss. I have been tracking him for months. They're always one step ahead, but I think I've got him. I think I've got him. There's all my friends, all my coworkers. It's fruitless. There's no point. No. I got him. I got him this time. Who needs to go to therapy now, Chief? Not me, not Detective Larn. And he quickly walks toward Spider, because he can tell he's the commander, shakes your hand, just seems to be extremely sporadic, and he starts just going off about everything, about the mob boss, doing this. It's almost incoherent. And he eventually sits down at his desk, calms down, and he goes, "All right, I'll be specific. I think we figured him out. There seems to be, well, from what I got, at the bar, I mean, you guys might have seen it across the way. Luckily, we were on this side of the fence, but the bar, they seem to have some sort of deal going on. We're not sure what it is, but, well, it's the closest thing we've got. But then I went a little deeper. I went through some files, old files, when we actually used to be a department. And, well, turns out the mafia head's brother owns the bar, but he's never seen in it. I think it's a front. I think if you guys move in there and we look around the place, we might be able to find something, anything. But I'm sure we can pin him to the wall with this. I'm sure. I'm sure. And he taps on the board of this picture of the bar across the street. And he essentially looks to you again and he goes, "All right, I can get a warrant pretty quickly. People would be very anxious, but I can maybe get a SWAT team, anything. If you guys want to do it yourselves, I guess you can, but we can do this old SWAT style as well. It's your choice."
If we do this right, and all of those men that the big bat has under his wing are truly, behind what's in the bar, then we're gonna need all the firepower that we can get, because we know
Uh,
what's gonna go down.
that's true, but you don't need to worry. I mean, no one in the main building would go to the bar. I mean, there's tons of explosions and weapons and everything in those bars as you can imagine. Also, the big boss wouldn't concern himself with such an issue. He wouldn't even think we knew anything. He always thinks he's one step ahead, but I have a feeling they wouldn't really notice if we swatted. I mean, yeah, he'd get wind of it, but he wouldn't be worried. So we might be able to use this as, well, a distraction. Be able to go in and maybe find whatever is hiding in there. Get his brother, something. You guys are the experts, though. He's so
All right.
tall.
Well, what I do think is that if he does catch wind that we got his brother, and that his brother might, I don't know, lib out to us what is going on, then I'm sure that the big bad himself would want to silence him if best. So it's
Yeah,
important to get some
I'm not
protection.
sure. He seems very protective of his little brother, but I've seen the extents they go to. I mean, we could try to get a transport on him, something discreet, but we have barely any supplies. Do you guys have any vehicles?
No, we only came in on a ship, but we don't have any land vehicles.
I see. All right. Well, I mean, if you'd be able to communicate with the higher ups, maybe they could buy you something. Well, yeah. I mean, if you can't do that, there's a lot of cases around here that need to be solved. If you guys helped around, maybe I could scrounge something up. Uh, and of course, Corellia is a big place. There's a lot of strange dealings that the Mafia's been doing. Maybe you guys could go around there, get some credits that way. It's really up to you, but I can tell you any information about the surrounding areas as you need. You guys want to solve a murder? Well, here's 3 billion. But if you want to stay more mafia oriented, I got a few jobs for you as well. You guys
Let's say
interested?
we find conclusive evidence tying this big mafia boss to some definitive crime. You
Well,
really think we're going to be able to arrest them?
if we were able to get evidence, of course. I mean, immediately the bar is would be a bit rough, but honestly, his little brother we could easily arrest for, well, any countless charges. Now, keeping him permanently would be a bit rough, but we could definitely interrogate him for a little bit before the big lawyers get in.
If we're doing, if we're gonna interrogate him, we're gonna need, the substantial evidence from him that could put him away for a long while,
Mm.
including recorded evidence as well.
I mean, yeah, I really don't know, guys. To be completely honest, I don't know anything about this case. I'm just hanging on to threads here. We need to get this guy, and I promise this bar thing will get through. Now, if you want to do something else beforehand, maybe we can tie some more pieces together. You know, if I don't know if you noticed when you were inside the building, there's a shipyard directly next to us. We have no idea what they're transporting through there, but a lot of Republic crates are coming in. And well, I know you guys are obviously aren't the entire head of the guard, but if you could find out something, I mean, I've never seen clone troopers bring them in. You guys might be able to find something there. I could pay you too. Any I mean, we have little money, but I mean, well, anything you find during the jobs are yours, and I'm sure people would love to pay you. It just we need to help. If you could get this PD in tip-top shape, and Corellia might actually be a peaceful place again.
We'll look into it.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I
I'll look
ask.
into it. And ask around.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Don't don't be a stranger. And he goes back to his boards and he starts moving the pins around, and you can tell that he's in the zone.
All right, Bright Eye, let's move out.
You guys take
Bright Eye just kind of backs out of the room.
like just like slowly with gun trained on him, like oh god.
No, no, not with a gun shade on them. Just like, okay, back away slowly.
Yeah.
No sudden movements.
Well, when you get outside the office, a lot of the other officers are looking at you. And when you finally make it to the door, one takes you aside and goes, "All right, I assume you guys were talking to Lauren there, but the dude's crazy. Dude's a complete nut. There's no way that anything he has is substantial. Helping him would be a complete waste of time. I mean, maybe doing the regular cases for some of us would be nice, but this guy is just infatuated with the mafia. There's not much we can do. We're just gonna have to try to get lucky and wait it out. He's far too stuck in his room. You know that guy literally sleeps in that room? He doesn't have a house. That office is everything to him. Alright, but I have a few cases for you, but and we'll pay you, but like, stay away from that guy. Honestly, heard, word travels fast, and I know you got an offer from the big guy, and honestly, if I were you, no, I'd take advantage of that real quick. And he goes back to his desk and starts working on some documents. You guys step outside, and there you go. You guys want to hear the mob boss out first? Is that the consensus?
Yeah, probably.
All right,
Yeah, let's hear him out.
all right. So move through, and you can see these two guys are right behind uh, Clawheg, and Claw moves up to you, and he looks at you and quickly looks both of you up and down. Doesn't say a word. You can tell he's a silent type, and he turns around, presses a button to open the door, steps aside, and this giant cargo door just seems to open completely. It's a spotless building. Seems like it was cleaned just or made just a couple seconds ago. You get in, but you take one step inside. You can tell it's almost like a plaza. Spotless marble is everywhere. Elevators that are clean and almost completely different from every other building you've been in so far. You can tell that Claw is right behind you, and he gets in the elevator with you guys, and he clicks the penthouse button. And you both move up, and you get to the very top of the building. And you move inside, and you can see it's a gigantic office. Once you guys move inside, Claw goes back down, but the mafia boss is almost surrounded by a ridiculous amount of people. Um, whether it be associates or bodyguards, the guy is almost invincible here. And he sees you guys and he goes, "Oh, hello, my friends. Come on, come on." And he beckons you toward his desk, and he immediately goes, "So, I suppose you guys are a little interested in my proposition?"
That's
We would like
why
to
I'm
hear you
here.
out first.
Hmm. Well, let's just say I have a lot of ears in a lot of places, and I saw you guys were talking with that Detective Larn, is it not? I have to ask what you plan to do with that fellow. Heard he's a bit of an interesting character.
We don't know just yet.
Most likely find him a good therapist. I see him, politely speaking, absolutely insane.
Yeah, I respect you for that one, but yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, everything he says is complete nonsense. But, just so you know, I mean, it would be a shame if you helped him, I mean, you hate the accidents that are caused by just bad decisions. Don't you think? A lot of things could be avoided if people just stayed in their own lane and let well enough alone. All right? Well, anyway, my proposition. I assume you've heard of the big problems the PD are facing, and well, they really are a bit overblown with the problems here. And personally, I hate it when I have to get lawyers involved. So why don't I get with some freelancers? The PMC is good at guarding, but they're not good at the type of jobs I like you to do. I can't be specific here, but let's just say that there are a couple people around here that live and are a bit vocal about their disliking of me, and I don't think that I would well, respect these people, if you understand what I'm saying. And if they could be, oh, I don't know, taught a lesson that would make them understand the greatness that I would bring to the city, then, well, wouldn't that be good for everyone?
Hmm. I suppose I can understand that.
And he goes, and well, and of course, it would be an absolute travesty if I lost this. And he picks up this giant container of what seems to be full of credits, and he puts in a code that you can't see on the other side, and it opens, and like just credits just start falling out. Like these are more credits than you've seen in your entire life, and this could fuel the war effort. I mean, this is insane. And he puts it all back in, and he closes it, and he puts it on the floor, and he goes, well, if I did lose that, I mean, you know, sometimes things go in the right hands. Sometimes I'm forgetful. And he says, if you are interested in working with me, then talk to Claw. He'll set you right. And he beckons for his bodyguards to come in, and they essentially forcefully move you into the elevator, and you go back down or rushed out of the building. And all the way down, you can hear laughter from the mercenary mafia leader, and he finds it hilarious. And you can only stop hearing it when you get to the first floor. So you take a step out. So yeah, there you go. You have your options.
I think let's get to a safe distance away from any
Yeah.
prying ears
All right.
and contact the Republic.
Right. So you
Uh,
go in this corner here, and you essentially talk with Overwatch, and he goes, "All right, this is Advisor. Talking to 101st Squadron on the ground. What's going on? Over."
Hi, we seem to have run into a situation where a mob boss seems to be in control of Corellia, or at least the sector that we're in.
Right, over. I see. You guys plan to overthrow him? What do you need from me?
He says apparently if we do some jobs for him, he will apparently supply us with credits enough to fuel the war effort.
Hmm.
What I'm
That's
thinking, what I'm planning, what me and Bright Eye could plan is we work with him to get those credits, and then in the end overthrow him and just be undercover the whole time.
I suppose that's an option, but people are gonna know quick that it's you. We can't let the Gar have a bad name, but those credits would be nice. You're a commander. You control the one out first, so it's up to you. I know I hate to make you make this big decision, but this is essentially what you're gonna have to do, is make an option. Going undercover could work well, but everyone's gonna know it's the Republic, and people's opinions might not be changed. It's really a rough decision in our line of work, but we do what we do best. If you want my personal suggestion, I'd be careful before taking any jobs. Yeah, you'd go undercover, but who knows what deeds he'd secretly be making you do.
Hmm. It may be despicable, but what I'm what what could be happening, right, is if we take these jobs, we might be able to learn more about the kind of operation that this mob boss is handling.
That's true.
Just by the kind of jobs that he would want us to handle.
Right, but what's the end goal here? I mean, if we really are trying to take him down, then honestly, if we go down that route, it's just replacing one dictator with another. Then again, the credits would be nice. See, advisor doesn't really know what to do.
Advisor is really bad at advising.
Advisor is really bad at advising with morality. However, if you'd like to contact the chancellor, I could potentially get a line through. By potentially, I just mean, if the murder hobo is online. Or the general, anyone above, if you want an outside opinion.
I know it's not exactly my place to speak up, but what if they didn't know it was us?
Are you talking to advisor in the situation or Spider?
Both.
Okay, so, I mean, I'll just go as advisor here. Well, Bright Eye, I suppose that's good work, but how'd you guys hide? I mean, it depends on the job he makes you do. If you guys could somehow find a way to, well, bypass whatever jobs he makes you do and get you paid, well, I suppose that could be good. I mean, another option would be to, well, I hate to say it, good old-fashioned heist. Corellia is a good old place for crime, and everyone's just looking to make a quick buck. So I suppose you could put together a team in that situation. But I suppose that I assume that'd be very difficult. If you could do some unconventional warfare situation here, but I mean, it's really up to you. I'm gonna lay you down some options, and you guys can make the choice from there. You guys said you want the money, right? If we are really going for the money here, you either work with him, become his best friend. And that would mean the credits always roll in. Now we'd never know where, and that may end for us that may end bad for us in the end. But we're doing and we're fighting for what's right. You could also heist it, steal it. Of course, this would be a lot more difficult while he's in power, but it's still possible. You could put together a quick team and offer them a quick punch, and boom. Go in, no morality standpoints, and honestly, I think robbing from the most evil person in the entire planet would look well in the eyes of the people. You'd also just work for the PD there. I was listening in on that conversation, and I know it might be a bit painful, but working with him is also another option. You could do some jobs, just be known as good people, might balance out any options you have to do. I mean, I hate to say it, but you guys might just have to be known police officers for a while. That's all I can really suggest. Advisor out. Then he cuts the channel. So, there you go.
You have no idea how much I just want to do Pete of Moncal.
I mean, you can do anything. It's open world. You could burn down the whole place if you'd like. I mean, it's all up to you.
If we take out the mob boss, at the very least, they'll have to spend some time to get reorganized.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, we could work with police and help them seize control, while the mob is busy reorganizing.
We could do that. We could do that.